Imagine you're sitting in front of a huge plate. It's piled high, and as you enjoy every single bite, your body is burning fat. Sounds like a cheesy infomercial, right? But this is exactly the mistake almost everyone makes. Most people believe that losing weight means suffering. They think they have to starve, give up everything, and go to bed with a rumbling stomach. But I'm telling you today, that's absolute nonsense. If you starve yourself, you've already lost the battle against your fat. My name is Dr. Michael Diamonds, and my clients often come to me complaining, but not because they're eating too little, but because they feel like it's way too much. And the incredible thing? By the end of the week, they've still lost a kilo of pure fat. How is that possible? The secret is called volume eating by volume. It's not about eating less, but about eating the right things. It's about strategically filling your stomach so your brain gets the signal. I'm full, I'm happy, and I don't need any darn cravings anymore. In this video, I'll show you 10 secret weapons that have almost no calories but will make your feeling of fullness explode. We'll talk about foods that manipulate your hormones, boost your metabolism, and keep your blood sugar levels stable. But stick around until the end, because food number 10 is the absolute king. You probably walk right past it in the supermarket every day. It costs next to nothing. It's available everywhere, but it's the most effective weapon against belly fat I've ever seen in a clinical study. Stop starving, start eating smart. Let's dive right into the first food that's guaranteed to surprise you. Let's jump right into the first secret weapon that almost everyone dismisses as a mere kid's dessert. Sugar-free Jell-O. Yes, you heard that right. But we're not eating it for the taste, but for the gelatin. Gelatin is a protein, but a very special one. Scientific studies have shown that gelatin makes you 40% fuller than conventional protein sources like whey or soy. It manipulates the satiety signals in your brain. Imagine eating a huge bowl and consuming just 10 calories. Your brain thinks it's had a feast, while your body's already starting to access your fat reserves. It's the perfect trick to nip sweet cravings in the bud. But that's just the beginning. The second weapon in our arsenal is the pickle. Many consider it a simple side dish, but the magic lies in the acetic acid. I want you to imagine acetic acid like a strict traffic cop in your bloodstream. Normally, when you eat carbohydrates, glucose floods your system and your insulin spikes. And we know high insulin means fat storage. The acetic acid in pickles radically slows down this process. It ensures that sugar seeps into the blood very slowly. The result? Stable blood sugar levels, less insulin, and a body that stays in fat-burning mode instead of storing energy. A simple pickle can lower your insulin response after a meal by 30%. That's pure biology working to your advantage. And then there's the miracle weapon against the invisible enemy of fat burning, celery. Most people hate celery because they think it's just water with texture. But celery contains apigenin. This active ingredient is like a natural tranquilizer for your metabolism. Why is that important? Because stress produces fat. If your cortisol levels are chronically elevated due to diet, stress, or lack of sleep, your body desperately clings to every gram of fat, especially around your belly. Celery helps break this cortisol vicious cycle. It not only physically fills your stomach, but also signals to your hormonal system that there's no danger. It's the ultimate combination of volume and hormone optimization. These three foods aren't diet tricks. They are biological tools that give your body permission to finally let go of fat. Now that we've calmed your hormones, let's move on to the pure mechanics of your body. Imagine your stomach as a balloon. On the walls of this balloon are what we call stretch receptors. As soon as these receptors sense that the stomach is physically full, they fire a signal directly to your brain. Stop, we're full. This is where the cucumber comes in. It's 96% water. This means you can eat a massive amount of it, literally flood your stomach, and activate these receptors without impacting your calorie count. It's physically impossible to stay hungry when your stomach is filled with cucumbers. Your brain switches off the hunger feeling, regardless of whether that filling comes from a fatty burger or water-rich vegetables. But what if hunger returns too quickly? Here, we need a speed bump. Allow me to introduce the shirataki noodle, also known as the konjac noodle. In my world, we call them glass calories. Why? because they're almost transparent and have just 10 calories per package. The secret is the fiber glucomannan. When this fiber enters your stomach and meets water, something magical happens. It soaks up the water and turns into a thick gel. This gel acts like a speed bump on a racetrack. It forces the entire digestive process to slow down drastically. Everything moves slower through your intestines, sugar enters the blood more steadily, and instead of being full for 2 hours, you suddenly stay full for 4 or 5 hours. You don't feel like you're on a diet, you just feel satisfied. And for all the pasta lovers out there, I have another ace up my sleeve: the zucchini. Forget heavy wheat noodles that make you sluggish and bloated. If you put a zucchini through a spiralizer, you get zoodles. A normal serving of pasta has about 220 calories. The same amount of zoodles has just 19. Let's do the math. If you replace just one meal a day with zoodles, you save 1,400 calories per week. That's pure calorie economy. You eat a huge steaming plate of noodles, feel great, and your body has no choice but to tap into its own fat stores to compensate for the missing energy. It's not about having less volume on your plate. It's about choosing the volume so cleverly that your body doesn't even realize it's burning a massive amount of fat. We filled the stomach and slowed down digestion. But what about the mind? What about that damn strong craving for something sweet or the feeling of having to give up everything? This is where romaine lettuce comes in. It's far more than just a green side dish. I call it the tool for fake volume. You know that feeling when you eat a wrap and you know that the tortilla alone has as many carbs as 3 slices of bread? Replace it with a large, crisp romaine lettuce leaf. You get the same crunch, the same filling, but you almost completely eliminate the carbohydrates. Your brain sees a huge meal, but your body registers hardly any calories. It's psychological warfare against your own hunger center. And when the sweet tooth strikes, most people are afraid of fruits, especially watermelon. They say, but there's sugar in it. Yes, but there's a huge difference between eating isolated industrial sugar and the sugar in a watermelon. Watermelon is 92% water and bound to fiber. The volume is so large that you're physically full before you can consume a dangerous amount of sugar. It's the perfect solution to feed the reward center in your brain without sending your insulin levels into orbit. You eat something sweet, you feel satisfied, and you regret absolutely nothing. Finally in this group are my absolute favorites: berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. They are the superheroes of cell biology. Berries contain anthocyanins. These are the pigments that give them those deep colors. But in your body, they do something amazing. They act as powerful anti-inflammatories. Chronic inflammation in the body is like a rust-proofing for your fat cells. It prevents fat from being mobilized. The anthocyanins in berries help dissolve this rust. They protect your cells and improve your hormone communication. This means your body relearns how to efficiently use stored fat as fuel instead of panicking and holding on to it. A cup of berries has just 50 calories. A cookie has 5 times that amount and blocks your fat burning for hours. The choice is yours. Choose the power of nature. We've reached the end of our list, and I've saved the champion for last. A food that almost everyone walks right past in the supermarket without realizing its power. Bone broth or a high-quality vegetable broth. Why is a simple broth so crucial for your success? It's not just about the 15 calories per cup. It's about glycine. This amino acid is like balm for your intestinal lining. You have to understand, your gut is the command center for your hunger hormones. If your intestinal wall is inflamed or weakened, the signals for full and hungry go completely haywire. You get cravings even though your body actually has enough energy. By drinking warm broth, you repair this system from the inside out. Gold standard studies have shown those who drink broth 15 minutes before their main meal automatically reduce their calorie intake at the subsequent meal by 20%. Not through discipline, but because the stomach has already been gently stretched and digestive juices are ready. It's the smartest way to initiate a feeling of fullness before the first bite of the main course touches your lips. Losing weight isn't a fight against your body. It's not a war against hunger. Most people fail because they try to hit their head against a wall. They starve, they suffer, and they call that hard work. But in fitness and health, it's not the one who suffers the hardest who wins, but the one who plays the smartest. Stop eating less. Start eating more of the things that serve your body. Use these 10 tools to calm your hormonal system and heal your metabolism. Fat loss doesn't have to feel like deprivation. If you do it right, you'll feel fitter, fuller, and more energized than ever before. That was a deep dive into the science of satiety here at Get Better. If you now want to know how to turn these 10 ingredients into delicious everyday recipes, then write it in the comments. In the next video, I'll show you a complete full day of eating with exactly these superfoods. Take the first step. Eat until you're full. Get better. We'll see you in the next video.